Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna be doing another tutorial on Minecraft DBC. This time I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the story configs. Now this is another really cool one because you can essentially do anything similar to form mastery, but you can make your own stories, make side missions. Currently, DBC only has one side mission, that being the Broly movie. But with that being said, let's begin. Okay, so first off, to locate your story files, you will need to open up your Minecraft folder and go into your saves. This is where all your worlds are stored. The difference between the regular configs and the story configs is that the stories are bound to the world itself and not the whole mod pack. So each world can have different stories. So to find your story file, you're gonna have to go into your world, then go to data, and here you will have missions. And here you have your four main files. DBC Broly, which is the side mission for the Broly movie. Entity list, this is the list of all the entities in the mod and Minecraft. Then next up we have main DBC and main NC, which is unrelated. This is Naruto C, and this one is for Dragon Block C. So just open up your main DBC file and it should look something like this. Now, the first things you're gonna see is this main part here, which is name, description, authors, versions, mods, settings, and missions. The missions is the most important part of this entire config, and I'll be going over it very soon. This does not appear in the main DBC. These are pretty much optional, since this is usually what shows up when you hover over one of the stories, one of the side missions. It will give you the name of the side mission, the description, the authors, the version, and if it can be repeated or not. Right now, for the main DBC, just do whatever you want with this. It does not matter. However, do not change these. First off, the mods, DBC, this is the most crucial part. Keep DBC on. Repeat. 0, in this case, for repeat, will mean there will be no cooldown for repeating this story. So if you get to the story end and you press restart, it's going to bring you back to ID 0 and with no cooldown. However, you can make it to 1, which will mean it will have a 1-minute cooldown, so you will need to wait 1 minute in game until you can restart the story. Or you can make it 100 minutes. However, 0 is the best. There is also -1, which just means it will not be repeatable. Then there is unlock, which I'd say is mostly used with side missions. You can add certain conditions to unlock the story. For example, main DBC 5. What I've done here is put the name of the mission file, main DBC, and added the ID of the mission. Now, this would not work for the main DBC, but if you put this into another side mission, the way it would work is once you've completed mission 5, mission ID 5 in the main DBC, it will unlock the side mission and it will allow you to play that as well. For the main DBC, just keep it closed off unless you want to add a prerequisite to the main story by completing a side mission. And VARs has no real purpose, as far as I know. I've not seen any data shown on this by the developer, so just keep it empty. Doesn't do anything as far as I know. Now, the main part of the mission files, the missions themselves. It will start with this format, which is the ID of the mission. This is very important. For a mission file to be correct, it needs to have a unique ID, meaning that no other mission should have the same ID number as this one. Then there is translated. If we were to make it false and open up the world, instead of it looking like this, it's gonna end up looking like this. You can see here, instead of replacing all the text from these special datas, it just puts them in as it shows in this here example. It's best to keep it on true, and that way the story will be understandable. Next up is props. It allows you to use multiple missions in the same ID under certain conditions. There is one good example here. In the props, it's gonna be default. So if you are a default, it's just going to do the regular and do all the first lines of code in each part of the mission, but if you put another condition, such as if you are a Saiyan, then it will read the second line of these, and it will add, in this example, it will add a new objective. Instead of it just being skippable, it's gonna give you the objective of you having to go Super Saiyan, and then it will continue to the next ID. I will showcase this example right now with my own mission that I've been working on. Cool thing about the mission files is that you can easily just leave the world. You don't have to close the entire game and restart it with the updated configs. You can just edit the configs and then reload the world, and it will all be changed. So right now I'm going to replace the main DBC with the updated one I have made. This is the new story I have created. Choose your story. Hello. I have zombies, have modified the main DBC saga to have two stories in the same saga system. You can choose between the default DBC story or Namekian story. Only available to Namekians. Note, you will get unique rewards after finishing acts. You can choose between playing the default DBC saga, or you can choose the Namekian saga, which I have created from scratch. But as you can see here, it's locked because I am not an Namekian. If I were to change my race into an Namekian, and now if we go back into the saga, you can see that instead of it being locked, it's now accessible. So that's what the props does in the missions. Next up is the align. Align is basically just alignment, but right now it does nothing in the configs, so just keep it on neutral. Then comes the title, which is the blue text on the top of the menu. You can put a string, meaning you can put any text in here in these quotation marks, or you can put the data which the mod uses, these right here. Then comes the subtitle, which is the gray text below the title. Then the description, it is the main text of the story. It's all written in black. Then comes objectives, which is, this is where you will put all your tasks that you need to complete in order to get your rewards. I should tell you about the different objectives that exist. There are about 8 objectives in this mod. The first one being the kill objective. The format that you must use for this objective is you put the quotation marks, and inside you will put kill, semicolon, then comes the N, which is always used as the name, and you will put after the N the ID of the entity that you wish to kill. You can get this ID from the entity list. Then another semicolon, H for the HP. You can put your any integer in here. A for attack. Then another semicolon. S is for the spawn text. Every time the entity spawns, he will display this message. In this case, this is just the DBC data, but you can put S and then whatever text you want afterwards, and this is the text that's going to show up in the game. Then semicolon, def, this is again def message, spawn message, def message, and same story. You just put a string after the D. This is the more confusing part of the missions, where you have to identify each part of the objective by these letters. So you will always start with the name of the objective, then semicolon, and you put the letters corresponding to the different parts of this objective. The NPCs can have another part, which is the T. T standing for transformation. You start with cell, imperfect cell, and then after 400 ticks in game, he will turn into cell 2, which would be semi-perfect cell, with a power boost of 1.1. So all his stats will be boosted by 1.1. This is very useful for fights where you want to make it more dramatic. For example, when you're fighting Frieza. So here you can see the kill objective. You need to kill Frieza, his first form, 9,000 health, 2,000 attack, and his transformations are as follows. Second form, after 300 ticks in game, will get a 1.1 boost, and these are separated by these vertical lines, which are on most keyboards shift and backslash. So Frieza second form, after 300 ticks, 1.1 times boost. Then it will continue on to third form after another 300 ticks, 1.1 times boost. Then again his fourth form, which would be his final form. Then his full power. That's basically all it is for the transformations. After kill, there is Killsame in this story. You can find Killsame in the objectives where you need to fight multiple of the same entity. So you can see here, Killsame, semicolon, again, N, and then the ID of the entity. But in this case, it's a bit different. You put the M for the amount of entities, then again health and attack. So it's different from the last kill objective, because with Killsame you can spawn multiple of the same entities. In this case you will spawn 2 of Red Ribbon Soldiers, then 2 of Red Ribbon Soldier 2, so on and so forth, until you get 12 entities that you need to defeat. The next objective is Item. Item is the objective where you need to collect a certain item or multiple items in order to complete your objectives. So you start with item, semicolon, then again N, name of the item. You will have to put the whole ID. So if you put a Dragon Block item, you will have to start with GNU Dragon Block C, colon, and the name of the item in game. You can find this out by using the commands or just looking through the game files. But if you want to add a Minecraft item, for example, a diamond, you can put N Minecraft colon, and you put diamond, and then you put the amount. You can put multiple of these item objectives in the same mission, so you could have collect item dynamite cooked in this objective, and then add another one where you need to collect item just dynamite uncooked. This will all work. Same goes for the kill objective. You can put multiple kill objectives, multiple Killsame objectives. So the next objective is the talk objective, where you need to talk to a certain NPC. It will start again. Talk, semicolon, N, name of the entity. The entity IDs can be found in the entity list again. After you have named the entity that you wish to talk to, you will have to put G for what the NPC has to say. It is his main text, the big box that shows up with all his text, and then semicolon. B, in this case B is the button that you press, and you can put the text for that button when you reply to whatever the NPC said. I will give a quick example on this. As you can see here in the Namekian saga, your first mission is to talk to Master Piccolo. So you come over to Piccolo here, and you right click on him, and you can see here this big box with his text appears. You can see here Master Piccolo, this is the N, you chose what NPC to talk to, then G for the text that he has to say to you, and then B for the button that you have to press to complete your objective. The next objective will be state. State is an objective that will look for your current state. So you can see here, state, semicolon, again, don't forget, you put the N for the name of the state, and you put the ID of the state. So here, SS2 is Super Saiyan 2, it would be SS for Super Saiyan, and so on and so forth. The next objective will be level, which is unused in the default configs. I have used it in my custom story, Namekian story, where you need to reach level 10. So to use this objective, you need to put level, semicolon, M for the amount, and then the level that you want to reach to finish your objective. And finally, the last two objectives, which is Biome, Biome 2, Dimension, and Dimension 2. So Biome and Dimension, they are the objectives that will check if you went to a certain biome or dimension, but Biome 2 and Dimension 2 will check if you are in that dimension or biome in that time. If you leave the dimension or biome, then it will not count to the objectives. I'd say Biome is a good objective to give people the task of exploring the world, finding more biomes. And Biome 2 and Dimension 2 are the objectives that make sure that the story takes place in the specific area and isn't taking place in another area, so that it's as close to the story as possible. That's all the objectives. And then I haven't talked about these start objectives. Start will just start any kill objectives. It will trigger all the spawns for the entities that you have to kill. Then there is next, where you just continue with the objectives. Objectives where you only need to gather items or explore or be in a specific location. And there is also skip. Skip is just the same as next, but it's just called differently to match certain missions in the default story. Now on to the rewards. First of all, the format of rewards is as follows. There is the first part, which is the main reward, which will be given to the player. Separated with a semicolon will be the text that shows up on the button for that reward, and then another semicolon to separate it from the mission ID. Now the mission ID refers to the next mission that will follow if you press this button. In this example, in my story, if you select the default DBC Saga button, it will send you to ID 1, which is right here. It will just take you down the main DBC default saga with all the Emperor Pilaf and Saiyan Saga, all that. But if you press the Namekian Saga button, it will send you to ID 153, which is all the way down here, and this is where the Namekian Saga begins. With the format out of the way, let's get on to the main rewards. The rewards can be nothing, as I've shown here. You don't get anything when you press the button when you finish the mission. It can be an item, so item, exclamation mark, Jinryu Dragon Block C, Kintone item. The Kintone item is the Nimbus, and Kintone Black item is of course the Black Nimbus for the evil characters. They will get one Kintone, one Nimbus, so the item is separated by just one comma. This is the whole item reward that you get from this button. But this button has more. So it's separated with 2 vertical bars, and then it continues with the next type of reward, which is TP. So it will give you TP, a fixed number of TP, and 10 TP. Then again, it's separated with vertical lines, alignment, and the amount of the alignments. Alright, I'll demonstrate how this works in the story. So as you can see here, the objective is to talk to Muten Roshi. So here we are at Muten Roshi. We just talk to him. Hello, thank you for fighting my turtle. And then he will give us the Nimbus. Besides the Nimbus, it's also going to give us the 10 fixed TP and the alignment boost. Now I'll go over the TP reward in more detail. The example from before uses TP fix and then a fixed number. However, there are multiple types of TP rewards. Here I can change it to be TP align 20. What this means is that if you are 100% good, then you will get the full amount of the TP reward. But if you're 50% good, which would be neutral, you will only get half of it. And if you're evil, you won't get any of it. So a quick demonstration. This is the mission I changed the data for, so I'll just have to kill Yamcha. So he went down, and now if I press to protect, I should be getting 97% of the TP reward. But just to make it more even, I'll change my alignment to 100% to protect, and I get the full amount. So I went ahead and made myself evil, 1% good, the lowest as you can get. And if I start the fight again, I have 50 TP, and instead of getting 20, if I press to protect, I'll get 10. The next type of TP reward is TP level. What TP level does is that it takes the value that you give it and it multiplies it by your DBC level, not your Minecraft XP levels. So let's give a quick demonstration in-game. We have 15 TP and we are level 0, which would mean we would get 0 TP from this. 0. If I were to go again and change my level, let's say I'll set my constitution to 100, which will make me level 10. Now let's start the fight again. I will, instead of getting 0 TP, I'll get 20 times 10 TP. Then the next one is TP level align. This is a combination between TP level and TP align, and basically does the same thing. It multiplies the TP amount that you're supposed to get, and then based on your alignment, it changes the final result. Moving on to the alignment reward, this one is pretty simple. You just put align separated with an exclamation mark, and then the alignment amount. So if you want to give 10% good alignment to the player, you'll put +10. If you want to put 0, it'll just put them to neutral. It won't give them anything. And if you put -10, it will add bad alignment, making them closer to evil. If you wanted to make someone instantly good, you would put +100. If you wanted to make someone instantly bad, -100. And with neutral, you just keep it at 0. Now onto the more special reward type. It's reward com, which is basically gonna run a command. Here is a good example of the command. In my story, I made Kinkai's training. When you reach level 10, you can claim your reward, one of the rewards, which is command JRMC Tech give Ka Spirit Bomb at P, which basically means it will give you the key technique, Spirit Bomb. So my objective here was to get to level 10, which I've already done. I am level 51. And then you can see here, when it runs the command, technique Spirit Bomb has been added. And on the right here, you can see I have the Spirit Bomb technique. Another good use for this is to unlock skills. You can unlock Kaioken in this example. When you accept the reward, you'll be given Kaioken level 1. The way this works in the story file is as follows. DBC skill, give Kaioken. It is very important that you don't forget to add P at the end, because the command just like this would work perfectly fine if you were to run the command in your chat. But this is run by the console of the server, so it needs to know who to target. Here's another good example of the command reward, grmc4 mastery. At P, set and any of these forms to 100. So after you completed Act 4, your reward is that you can max mastery for any of these forms. So this is it. Act 4 complete. And now I choose what form I want to master. You can see here my base is 100, so I won't be maxing that. However, I will max full released, which is level 0. When I click this button, it will max out my full released mastery. And now to the best part of the reward system. You can have as many buttons as you want, as well as more of the same reward type in the same button. So what I did here is I want orange turtle gi, and when you press this button, it will give you a gi fighter torso, gi fighter leggings, and gi fighter boots. 3 item rewards in one button. And I'll show you how this works in game. Act 1 complete, and here's the list of the rewards. There's no limit to how many buttons you can have in one mission ID, as far as I know, but this is as far as I took it. Let's say I want fat margin clothes, and it will give me the whole set. An easy way to do this without having to go through the list in chat is to use JEI, very useful mod. And you can go through the list here and just check for this specific item ID. Alright, so there's one last thing that I want to show you about the story configs, and that's the side missions. Now, I've already made a side mission here to showcase you the key mastery training. As you can see right here, it shows the title, the authors, the version, and if it's repeatable or not. And you can also see that it's locked until I finish ID 216 out of the main story. I need to claim my reward from here. I'll just take Max Mastery Kaioken, which automatically unlocks the Kaioken levels. You can check that out on my form mastery config tutorial. And now key mastery training is unlocked. Alright, so to make a side mission, it's quite simple. The easiest way to do it is you copy the main DBC and you paste it in the same place, and then you give it a different name. I'll just name it this DBC test. So this is it, DBC test. When you open it, it's obviously going to be the same thing as your main DBC since you just copied it. So to make it unique, to make it into a good side mission, you should start by changing these basic datas. So when you complete main DBC mission 153, this side mission will be unlocked. Now you can change all of these. Alright, so you can just add whatever you want here. You can get very creative with this. You could add a bunch of side missions like DBZ movies or such. Anyway, I have another good example of a side mission. I'll show you right now. As you can see here, this is the test side mission that we made. Right now it's unlocked, but if we set our main to, let's say, 0, we go back to the start here where we choose our sagas, it's locked. So we just choose Namekian saga, still locked, and I have to choose the good path or whatever. I just need to finish that ID in order to unlock this. Now onto the example I was going to show you. I need to finish ID 244. Now it's unlocked. You can see here Divine, the orange Namekian, and all I have to do is kill Piccolo in order to become an orange Namekian. I can now select Get Divine. This is God form by default when you become a god in Namekian. But if I get the Divine, it will turn into orange. You can also just remove Divine, so then when you transform, you don't become orange. Well, that's about it for the story tutorial. I hope you liked it and it was informative. If you need any more help, feel free to comment down below. I'll be happy to respond as soon as I can. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.